Skin prep is one thing that determines if your makeup is going to last all day or not. Hi beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for returning to my channel, and if you're a new subscriber, thank you for coming to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to this channel. So this is my client that came in for a photo shoot, and I decided to just film this look for you guys. Okay, to clean her face, I used the simple micellar water with the baby wipes to clean her face, and I went ahead to spray her face with the Omaricode setting mist. And this setting mist helps to hydrate the skin, and it just softens the skin, gives that glow before we apply products. So I went in with the simple moisturizer. All skin type needs to be moisturized. No matter the kind of skin type you have, you still need to moisturize it. I hear a lot of people say, oh, I have oily skin, can I still do moisturize, like can I still apply moisturizer? Of course, everyone needs to moisturize their skin. No matter how oily or how dry your skin is, you need it. So I went ahead to apply the Embryolisse primer. So this primer will help your makeup to last all day, and this is me just using my hand to pat it into the skin, to blend it into the skin. So at this point I needed to be fast because she's doing a birthday shoot, and the photographer already started calling her. So I just had to just do everything fast, 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 fast. This is a client, not a model that will be wasting, like taking my time, not wasting my time. I'll be taking my time on them, but this is a client. I needed to be fast. So I just went ahead to just use my hand to blend the product into her skin, and I went in with my favorite primer now. I'm loving this primer now. So I went in with the hydrating primer from Nuban Beauty and applied that at the T-zone area, and I'm using the same flat brush from Nuban Beauty. I just applied that at the T-zone area. Okay, so one thing that allows makeup to last long is application, like the way you accurately layer your skin prep products. If you layer them well properly, your makeup is going to last all day. In fact, no matter the sweat or anything, it will move. But if you don't layer your products well, you don't place them properly, you didn't blend well, before you even finish your makeup self, your makeup will start shearing, you start seeing patches. So ensure you layer your product properly and blend. Then the next primer I use is this Gentle Dove Mattifying primer. So I applied this only at the T-zone area because that is the area where we want to concentrate more, because she might be sweaty and oils might come out from that area. So as you can see from this video, you see I have some crumbs on her skin when applying the what's it called, the primer. That's this mattifying primer. So this will help you to know that this mattifying primer did not work with the hydrating primer. So that's why you're seeing those white crumbs. So anytime you're doing makeup and you notice that, just know that probably two products are not working with each other, and that's why one is peeling off the other one. So next time I won't repeat the same thing, because I just noticed while filming this shoot. So I went ahead to set the product into her skin and applied foundation. This is a drugstore foundation from L'Oreal True Match. It's a very lightweight foundation. Like I use this foundation to mix thick foundation, like foundations that are very thick. So I use it to mix them. And you can also use this foundation alone, but you have to apply and reapply till you get that full coverage. So for this particular client, her face is looking darker than her body, so I have to merge the undertones, like the skin color together. So I used a lighter shade of foundation for her face, which is matching with her neck. So if you're seeing the foundation on her face and her neck, it is matching together. So it's not as if I allowed her face to go very light. And this foundation, mind you, it oxidizes, like it drops, like the brightness drops later, so it oxidizes a lot. So I went ahead to use the foundation that matches with her neck, her body, just for everything to, for her face and her neck to be even. So after this foundation has stayed a long while on our face, you start noticing that it will drop. I don't know for others, but this is what I've noticed from this foundation. For cream blush, I'll be using the Imagic color palette, and I picked the red shade and the pink shade. I mixed it together on my mixing pad, and I'm using the other side of the beauty blender that I use to apply foundation. I will just allow the beauty blender to suck the product, like let it absorb the product before I go into our skin, and I'm just patting that at a cheek bone area, like a cheekbone, and I extended it upward. So ensure that you apply this blush properly. Make sure you blend well, because if you don't blend well, you'll see patches and it might lift up the foundation that you've done. So make sure you blend well. So apply that at a cheek and also at a nose. So I just kept on blending till I get the perfect coverage, and our skin has absorbed the products that I applied on her face. Here I'm using the lip moisturizer from Vaseline Lip Therapy to moisturize her lip, to prepare it for lip stain, because I don't want my lips to start cracking after it's done. So now I'll be highlighting her face. To brighten up the under eyes, I use the Nuban Beauty Concealer, I think in shade 46.5. It's two shade lighter, and I apply that under the eyes to brighten up her under eyes. So I just apply that under her eyes, the bridge of her nose, her forehead, her chin, basically just the areas where I want to brighten up. So if you're looking at your screen, you see that the foundation already dropped compared to when I just applied it before. So I have to use a brighter concealer to just brighten under her eyes, and I will go ahead to blend with the same beauty sponge I use, but I'll be using the tip of the beauty sponge to blend the concealer, and I started off blending the outer part of the concealer before I go into the inner corner of the concealer. Okay, so at this point I didn't really wait for the concealer to marinate. After I just applied, I started blending off immediately, because girl, we have no time. We have no time. I'm even grateful that she sat for me to film her, because some clients will not allow you. They will tell you, please, I don't have time for all this. Do my makeup, let me leave for my shoot. But this one, she's welcoming. She's how do I put it? Like, she just gave me that free will, but she only told me, please, I don't have enough time, but if you can work with my time, let's just be fast, let's do this thing. So girl, I just started filming, and I was doing the makeup at the same time. So that was how I was able to film this video. So to dry up the concealer, I went in with the Becharme powder palette, and I used a shade to dry up the concealer. So make sure you blend out the creases under the eye before you go ahead and apply powder, and always tell your client or your model to look up, just for you to be able to blend properly. Those creases, you need to take them off. Don't apply powder when you still have creases under the eyes. If not, after your makeup, you have patches under the eyes there. So ensure you blend before you go in with powder. So I just powdered all the areas where I lighted to dry up the concealer before I started applying powder all over her face, our skin shade powder, so all over her face. So after doing powdering the highlights, I went ahead to apply powder, a skin shade powder all over her face again. So for foundations that oxidize, what I do, the trick I do is I use their skin shade powder to powder their face, their skin shade powder. I repeat, their skin shade powder to powder their face, because we already did highlighting, and the highlighting will bring out the makeup, like it will brighten up their under eyes, brighten up their face. So there's no need for you to be worried. Just go ahead and powder with their exact skin shade powder that matches with their neck. Okay, that is what I do with with oxidizing foundation. So I'm not always scared when my foundation oxidize, because I know I'm still going to highlight, and my highlight is going to bring out the foundation. So to bronze her face, I use this Fenty powder in shade 470 to bronze her face, to warm up her skin, to give that brown skin girl look. So I just apply that at her jaw, at her cheekbone, at her forehead, and I'm using this Nuban Beauty brush. It's a very soft brush, very, very soft brush. So I would appreciate it if you guys have it in your kit. It's a very soft brush, okay? So I just use that to apply at a cheekbone and a forehead. Then for blush, I'm using this CPD blush palette. I picked the red shade and the pink shade as we did with the cream blush. So I just picked those two shades and applied at her cheek, to add colors to her face, to warm up her skin, to make her beautiful. What is makeup without blush? I'm a blush girl though. I love blush a lot. So I just applied with a brush, with the same brush, but not the same brush that I used to apply bronzer. This one is the contour brush from the Nuban brush set. So I just use that to apply. Then to diffuse the brush into our skin to blend out ash line, I use the MAC powder in shade NC50. Am I correct? NC50, yeah. No, the shade of the powder is NC45, not NC50. NC45. So I just use that to blend the blush and let it diffuse into our skin and give that skin light. So I still use that same powder to blend out the crease under our eyes, because one thing about under the eyes, the layer there is very tiny, and no matter how much you blend, you still have creases. But before you apply setting powder that will go ahead and set the under eyes, you have to blend. So I applied this MAC Studio Fix powder under the eyes, but I still blended out before I applied the powder. Okay, so this MAC Studio Fix powder is a full coverage powder and it works best. Like, you guys should just save money and buy MAC, but there are still Nigerian brands that are good. Okay, so to set our skin, I'm using the loose powder from Merake Cosmetics, and I use the shade Cinnamon. So first off, I'm going to be setting because I already preset. So when you apply powder on top of your highlight, is presetting, like pre before setting. Pre just means something that you do before the other thing. So I preset with a powder, and the loose powder I set with it. So I'll just reduce the quantity of the powder in the beauty sponge before I go in under her eyes to set. So to contour her nose, I went ahead to use the Fenty powder to contour her nose. After setting, you will have this smooth surface on top of the nose that won't allow patches at all. So when you're using your brush to just swipe through the nose, it will be moving freely. There won't be patches, there won't be traffic when you are swiping your brush on top of the nose. So that's why I set before I do my nose contour, like use powder to do my nose contour. And moreover, I often use powders as my contour. I'm not really a fan of cream contour because I feel like it wastes a lot of my time. So I just go ahead and do powder. Okay, so setting will help the skin to be smooth when you are contouring. So that is why I set before I do my nose contouring, to have that smooth surface. So girls, it's baking time. I went ahead to bake with the same loose powder from Merake, the cinnamon. So baking, this process will just ease your baking process. Okay, so baking, it basically is just to apply enough setting powder for eyeshadow fallout, and also to snatch our nose and to further brighten up the under eye in full coverage. So I still used the same setting powder to snatch a cheek, just to lift up our face. Okay, so now we'll go into eyeshadow, and for my eyeshadow base today in this video is the Cara gel liner. I didn't use the Ben 9 Clo White that you guys know, so I want a smoky kind of look. So she said she needed a very mild makeup, so I thought to just do a brown smoky look for her, since she does not want anything too loud. She just wanted something that is mild. She's not really a makeup person. So I decided to start off my base with a brown shade, and as I am applying this gel liner, I am blending at the same time because, girl, this stuff dries so fast. So you need to blend properly before it gets dry. So for my transition shade, I went in with the Fenty powder in shade 470. You can use any powder of your choice. So don't say that, oh, I'm using high-end brand. They have, in fact, I'm going to film more of Nigerian brands soon. Like I'll start using affordable products that you guys can still afford if you feel like these high-end brands are too much for you. So I'll start filming affordable products. Okay, so don't let anybody deceive you. You can use affordable, you can use Nigerian brands, you can use any powder of your choice, okay? As far as it gives you the results that you need, as far as it gives you what you want, you can use any product of your choice, okay? So don't be pressured, okay? So now I'm blending with the Fenty powder because I wanted um that brown smoky kind of look. So I blended that with this Fenty powder. So I picked a black shade from the Zikel and Rios eyeshadow palette. It's also a Nigerian brand. I picked that and I applied on her eyelid. So I just blended it in and I used the brown shade to just blend alongside, like to mix it up so that we won't be having lines between the black and the brown. So I just repeated the same process, you know, keep repeating it till you achieve what you want or what you desire. So after blending with the brown, I went ahead to apply the black again. You know, you just have to keep doing this thing, like repeat the process, apply black, apply brown, to you till they diffuse, like till they blend together and you get that smoky eye that you want. So if you have anything in mind that you want me to film or you want me to show you, you just have any look in mind, just drop it in the comment section. I'll be going through the comment section to read your comments, and probably with time I'll create those look you want me to create for you guys and I'll upload them here. So I will just go ahead and repeat the same process for this other eye, for the second eye, and just keep watching, enjoy this video. So guys, if you're enjoying this video and you want to see more of this look, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment on my YouTube channel so that YouTube can notify you whenever I post, and also know that this content I'm creating is useful to their user. So please support me with your likes, with your comments, with your subscription. I appreciate you guys for all you've been doing so far. In fact, I'm seeing you people's comments and you guys are wonderful, okay? Thank you so much. So after creating this eye, I went ahead to show her and I asked her if she's okay with the eye, and she said, can I make it a bit brighter? That is how clients is. They'll tell you they want small thing, later they will change their mind. So I went ahead to apply a pigment glue on her eyelid, and I used this eyeshadow from Juvia's Place Cosmetics and applied the nude shade on top of the pigment glue that I placed. So make sure that your pigment glue is very little and it has dried up a little bit before you apply something on top, okay? So that it does not look messy. I know you guys will be asking questions like, I thought pigment glue is just for pigment and glitters. My girl, if you want a pigmented eyeshadow, you want eyeshadow to pop out, you can apply pigment glue and put a nude eyeshadow, like a non-pigmented eyeshadow, and it's going to pop out. So the pigment glue is not just for only pigments or glitters. You can use it to apply your nude eyeshadows and it's going to come out. Okay, so I just went ahead to apply, and after applying the nude, I used the brown shade from the Zikel and Rios palette to just blend around the edges, because I ain't gonna leave my eyeshadow like that. Okay, so I just blended round, and now we are going to eyebrow. And I use the Karite gel liner, the two shades, the black and the brown. So I just use powder to dry up the brow hair, to dry up every foundation that is hidden in the hair before I go ahead to draw my eyebrow. So I mixed the brown and the black together, and I'm using a spoolie brush, to just comb the hair upward, and then I'll go ahead to outline the brow, to sketch it. That's what I do first. So if you've not watched my video on how to draw eyebrow, I'll drop the card at the right corner of this video, so you can click on it to watch how to properly draw your eyebrow. Okay, so I just outlined the brow, and I'm using a flat small angle brush to outline the brow, because I outline brows first before I go ahead to fill in the eyebrow. So with not too much talk, I'll just leave you guys to just concentrate on this video and watch this video properly. So after outlining the eyebrow, I went ahead to use the Beauty Line by DD crayon. That's the pencil. This is a rolling pencil, and it's pigmented, it dries, it does not bring out oil. So it's a Nigerian brand also. So I'll just use it to fill in the brow and just to create a fake hairline. So I'll be filling the other side of this eyebrow. I just kept on filling till I get what I want. So guys, if you notice that at the front here, she does not have hair there. So I went ahead to use this same pencil to just create a line there, because it has to match with the other eyebrow. And this part of her eyebrow, there's no hair there. So I just brushed the skin, just brush the skin, then stroke the line, like stroke the place, that area, stroke it to create that airline. To clean up the eyebrow, I use the Nuban Beauty concealer in shade 049, and I'm using a flat angle brush from Yanga Beauty Cosmetics to just clean up the eyebrow. So at this point that I've done the eyeshadow, I won't be applying too much concealer, just a very little, like minimal, goes a long way, and you will just blend it. So this one is just to clean up the eyebrow, make it straight, and give highlight to the brow bone. So make sure that as you're applying, you blend at the same time. Don't just allow it to stay long on the skin before you blend. As you apply, you blend, and I used a very flat small brush to blend the concealer. At this point, she was very, very hungry, and she asked, Joanne, please, can I eat? I said, why not? Go ahead. for you to even allow me to shoot with you, like make video of you for my YouTube channel. I'm going to allow you to do anything that you want to do, okay? So I just repeated the same process for this part of our eyes, and after applying concealer, I still blended. And if you see the way I'm blending, I'm just blending fast because I don't want the concealer to dry up immediately. So now I'll go ahead to clean the upper brows, and I used the remaining foundation that I used for her. So if you have a remnant foundation, you can just use your foundation to clean up the upper brow so it rhymes with the skin. Like don't use a lighter shade of concealer or foundation to clean up your eyebrow. So just use the remaining foundation that you have for the upper brow. So I went ahead to line our eyes, and I used the Karite gel liner to line our eyes. So after doing the eyeliner, I went ahead to fix my false lashes. So for lashes, she said she wanted something very small, that if I can even do my makeup without eyelash. I said, no way, we ain't doing that here. That she's going to fix lashes, and I'll just pick the smallest length I have in my lash tray, of which I did. So I just applied the Lanel glue and placed the lashes on top of our real lash. I placed the false lashes on top of our real lash, not on top of our eyelid. You guys that used to place lashes on top of eyelid, and they'll be seeing the space between your real eyelash and the eyelid. No. So I just applied the glue, the Lanel glue on top of, like, the tiny line on top of the lashes, because that is the place where your eyelash is going to get fixed in. Like, place it on top of the real eyelash and fix it in, like push it in to where your real lashes is starting from, is coming out from. So that is how I place my lashes. So now I'll be dusting off excess powder from her face, and reapply powder all over her face again. Just to keep her face fresh, and revived. So I just kept on reapplying powder and blending out till all part of her face are even and I'm not seeing any harsh lines. So for this look, I used three setting sprays: the Morphe setting spray, and the Omaricode setting mist, and Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. So what I do is, after spraying the first one, I allow the first one to dry a bit before I go ahead to spray the second one, and allow it to dry before I continue spraying. So you can use as many spray as you want, as far as you allow it to dry. So after spraying the Maricold setting mist, I just use my beauty blender to just pat it into her skin so her makeup could absorb the setting sprays, and it will still help the setting spray dry very fast, you know. So I love this Omaricode setting spray because it vanishes excess powders on the skin. Like your skin will be looking like skin. Okay. So that's what the Omaricode setting spray does. Then I went in with the airbrush setting spray, which is the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. This will allow my makeup to last all day. It holds makeup and allows it to last all day. So I just sprayed all over her face and allow it for a while before I went ahead to use the beauty blender to just pat it into our skin. And this also helps your makeup to shine, it gives that glow after you've just sprayed it. Next, you go ahead to apply the lip stain, but you will need to clean the lip moisturizer first before I go ahead to line our lip. So I just picked my baby wipes and just clean off the moisturizer on her lip before I line. So to line the lip, I use the Avour Cosmetic Lip Stain in shade 12. You girls know how I love Avour so much. It's just as if Avour paid me to do advert for them. They didn't pay me to do advert for them. Oh. Their lip stain is just good. And it's a Nigerian brand and it's very affordable. So if you've not known Avour, just know it now and go and get their lip stain. It's easy to blend, it's affordable. So I love it so much. In fact, all my lip stains, almost all, is Avour Cosmetics. So I cleaned the lips and I lined with Avour Cosmetics in shade 12, and I went ahead to use a brown shade from same Avour Cosmetics in shade 22. So I just placed the 22 on top of the 12 because the 12 kind of look purple. I don't know why on light skin it looks brown, but on dark skin it looks purple. So I just applied the brown shade, because I wanted a brown lip stain, and I blended with my blending brush. To avoid lip stains that break, make sure you apply little by little, and as you're applying, you also blend. So now I went ahead to apply the Zaron stain in shade Tease. Apply that at the middle of her lip, on top of her lip, to give that nude shade. Zaron lip stain, it dries fast, so after applying, you just blend immediately. And when you're blending, you ensure that you blend softly. To further brighten up the lips, I went ahead to use the Zaron lip stain in shade Blondie to brighten up her lips, and I applied at the middle and blended also. I just used my brush to pat the lip stain into her lips so that it does not lift the previous ones that are there. So just be strategic about your lip and ensure you're blending very, very soft, and you are using a soft brush to blend. So to freshen up the look, I went ahead to use MAC Studio Fix powder in shade NC45, and I used the beauty blender to apply the powder under the eye just to freshen it up. So to get that dewy skin, I went ahead to use lip gloss, apply at the back of my hand, and just use my beauty blender to pat it into her skin. So please ensure you don't do too much because this might lift up the makeup if you are not careful. So guys, here is the final look. Isn't this look beautiful? So thank you for watching. If you want to see more of this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, comment and share. See you in my next video. Bye.